So we're in the Privy Garden at Hampton Court Palace. This is the Tijou screen. It was created by Jean Tijou in the 1690s for William and Mary's new gardens at Hampton Court. It actually started in another location and didn't come here until 1701. The Tijou screen is said to be the sort of pinnacle achievement of his work because it is so intricate, because there is so much of it. It just shows what can be achieved in wrought iron when you master the art of working it. So as you can imagine, with a decorative ironwork object that is 300 years old, it's had a lot of repair and restoration over the centuries. Essentially what's happened to it is that the leaves are now copies of copies of copies. Because the people that did the restorations were using different techniques and materials, it looks quite different in its form than it would have done originally. The leaves are a lot flatter, they're larger. So at the moment we're undertaking two different sorts of work. What you can see behind me is some maintenance work going on, of very careful cleaning. And then in Dorset, Paul Allen, our repoussé blacksmith, is making new leaves and other elements that will eventually go into the full restoration of the panels to bring back the leaves into their more exuberant three-dimensional form.
You've got to try and step into their shoes and recreate in the way that they foresaw and they wanted this actual piece to be. You become very connected to what it is you're making. We don't work on these leaves hot. The process is to get the metal to a state where it's soft. We do what we call a anneal, which is to bring the metal up to a dull red and let it cool down very slowly. It's a bit like falling the metal to stay relaxed, like you if you're on a beach and it's a nice sunny day or in the garden, you become very relaxed. We were lucky enough to have photographs which date from around 1910 that they had at Hampton Court. From those, you have to draw these leaves to get the detail. You begin to realise little decorative features, even with the leaf work, the tips, the shape of the lobes at the end. The leaves actually fitted, as would a natural plant. In daylight, it would go towards the light. And of course, this is what they were trying to do, was recreate natural form and nature, if you like.
So this is one of Paul Allen's new repoussé works, one of the eagle's heads, and you can see in comparison with what is there at the moment how much more detail there is. It's just incredible that it is a piece of wrought iron. We would put these into storage and we would apply the new pieces to the original ironwork screen. So COVID has had a huge impact on historic royal palaces because without any visitors we haven't had any income coming in, and so this year there's a predicted shortfall of £100 million. The Cultural Recovery Fund has been essential to this project. It's providing the funding not only to conserve and preserve this amazing object, but also to really preserve the incredible craftsmanship skills that go into the ongoing repair and presentation of objects like the Tijou screen.